Hello and welcome to a brand new February edition of Transfer Wire, where we try and make sense of the wild and borderline irresponsible rumors from the transfer market with a simple stock up, stock down evaluation. Now, a stock going up doesn't necessarily mean that a deal is likely to get done, only that it's more likely today than it was yesterday, and the stock is down if the opposite is true. Before you ask, well, didn't the transfer window already close? Let me just say, shut up. Of course it did. Everywhere except Russia, Bulgaria, and Romania. That's not why any of us are here. We're here because despite the winter window closing, there is still rampant speculation about one club in particular, and that club is Barcelona. And the stock is up on Lionel Messi leaving at the end of this season, with reports suggesting that Manchester City is, quote, monitoring the situation. Inconceivable? Probably. But the stock is up because, well, a week ago, this wasn't a thing. 4 months ago, Messi repeated that he wants to retire at Barcelona, and today, it's a thing. It's not a big thing, it's maybe not even a real thing, but it's a thing. And the too long did not read version of this is that Messi called out former teammate and current Barca sporting director Eric Abidal for an interview in which Abidal said many players were not satisfied or working hard enough under former coach Ernesto Valverde. Messi took exception, said it wasn't true, that Abidal needed to take responsibility for his own decisions, and that he shouldn't bring the players into it unless he was willing to name names. Worth noting that Messi is under contract with Barcelona through 2021, but there is reportedly a clause that would allow him to leave this summer for free with just one caveat. The report suggests that that clause would not allow Messi to leave for a domestic or a Champions League rival. And to be honest, I feel like we've already entertained this longer than we should. Could it happen? Sure, in the sense that it wouldn't violate the laws of physics. But in my humble opinion, the main reason that this picked up momentum is that these links aren't going to click themselves. Meanwhile, the stock is down on Barcelona adding a player to replace the injured Ousmane Dembele, with news that the Frenchman is now set to undergo surgery on a torn thigh muscle next week. Catalan papers are claiming that Barca may seek a long-term injury exception to the transfer rules that would allow them to pick up a free agent or a domestic player outside of the transfer window. The latest name to pop up is that of Getafe striker Angel, but the stock is down on this because we know that Barca were interested in a center forward, seemingly any center forward during the winter window. They didn't get one then, and they're not more likely to get one now. Barca would still have to wait to learn how long Dembele would be out. Then they would have to get the exception granted, and then they would have to convince Getafe to sell their top scorer. Getafe are currently third in LaLiga, and they're fighting to qualify in the Champions League. And lastly, stock is up on Barcelona going on another spending spree in the next summer transfer window. Yes, they overpaid for Philippe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele, mostly because everyone knew they had that name or money on hand, and the prices surged like an Uber out of South Beach on Super Bowl Sunday. And sure, they paid another $100+ million on Antoine Griezmann without any clear indication or idea of how they would get the best out of him, but that's not going to stop them from spending another $100+ million on someone like Inter striker Lautaro Martinez. So the stock is up, and so is our time. So long.